Hello everyone. Today I've got two of my students. We've got Amulya and Akarsh. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Both from CS branch, and they have cleared TATA Elxsi. Now this interview is not meant only for people who are wanting to clear TATA Elxsi. This is actually made for juniors. So someone who's studying in the first year or second year or maybe third year. Third year could be a little late, but still, if you watch these videos, what will happen is, it will give you an idea as to how to prepare, because you don't start preparing in the final year. The preparation starts from the first 3 years, because as soon as you finish the third year, the companies come. So listen to some of the things that they're saying, and I'm sure it's going to help. So what were the rounds?
They were
Yeah,
three
anyone,
rounds.
yeah.
So basically there were 3 rounds.
Huh.
The first was an aptitude test which contained of 4 sections.
Okay, yeah. Before the rounds, I think we'll have to tell the eligibility. Yeah.
So eligibility was 60% in 10, 12 up to the highest qualification, which is B.Tech for us.
B.Tech up to the third year.
Yeah, third, 6th sem.
All
Six
the
So
tests.
up to the 6th sem you need 60%, and in 12 60%, and 10 60%.
Okay.
Also no backlogs.
All right. Okay. And the rounds?
There were 3 rounds. First was aptitude, then it was technical round, last was HR round.
All right.
So in first aptitude round, again inside there were 4 rounds, in which the first one was basic maths type, and second one was English verbal. Then the other one was coding round, in which we had 3 codes, and the fourth round was computer fundamentals.
Okay. So do you remember any of it?
Yeah, so first one was basic maths or basic aptitude. It consists of problems like profit and loss, the number of A's, the relation, like if A is related to B, if is his aunt, how you will get related. So it was basic. So I basically used Prepinst and Geeks for that. So you get most of the questions from there only. Like,
But does Preppins and Geek for Geeks have TATA Elxsi, or in general?
no, you have TATA Elxsi. Thing is, TATA Elxsi has not been conducting that many drives. So TCS and TATA Elxsi have pretty much same pattern. So,
Anyway, same Tata.
yeah.
Yes.
And TCS conducts a test known as NQT. So from there, most of the questions are same. So
Okay.
first one is basic maths. That is profit and loss, your age, and how you are related. Followed by verbal, which is basic English. So you have a passage given, and you have to find the synonyms or antonyms words. Followed by a proverb is given. What does that proverb mean, like that? Third round for me was computer fundamental. It was like a DBMS, mixture of DBMS programming, pseudocodes and lot. So DBMS basically, if there is a unique key, what do you call that key? And pseudocodes were very basic codes. I think if you prepare early, you can do it very easy. Like their number of occurrence in a string and all. And finally, we had a coding round, which consists of 3 coding questions.
Okay, wait, I'll pause here. Anything to add on to this which he would have missed?
He also mentioned about the Prepinsta, where we'll also get TATA Elxsi question papers. I had found 2 question papers. I had also referred our seniors video which was recorded. They also had mentioned Prepinsta and Freshers World.
That helped, is it?
Yeah,
What they said?
those questions, the same questions won't be there, but the same topics will be there. Percentage, ratio, and profit and loss, seating arrangements, same questions.
But how
were there.
difficult was it? I mean,
I think from difficulty in terms depends on how you prepare, but it was basically moderate.
moderate. Okay. And coding, what did they ask?
Coding, there were 3 questions. All the 3 were moderate. The first one was it was based on year. If the year is given, the input is given as 2022 January. If we will add 1 month, it will be 2022 February. So if we will add 13 months, it will be next year. So whenever we add an input more than 12, it had to show next year along with the month. So that was the first code. Second code was Fibonacci series. And the last code was like they had given hello programmer, in which LOPROG had to be reversed. So that was string reversal. Those were the 3 codes.
So you also got the same, or?
I got pretty much the same too. The Fibonacci and the string reversal was same, but there was one more date and time thing. So instead of adding months, so if a date is given, it should show the next leap year, something like that. I was not able to solve that quite because of the time limit. But the Fibonacci series comes with a twist basically. It's not directly Fibonacci series. There are 2 inputs in that. So one basically if you give Fibonacci series, normally if you give 5, it will print 5 Fibonacci numbers. It was not like that. So you had to give 2, which is the upper limit, followed by 6 lower limit. So you have to prepare like that.
Okay.
And that was basically all the aptitude.
So so for this, which are the years in which you all study this?
So for coding, basically second year data structure and programming. First year also you have C program, but basically second year data structure and programming is the base foundation, and followed by you have to build on it.
You should have?
You should build on it. Like
okay, you should build on it. Alright.
Like Prepinsta will provide us 100 general codes upon which they'll just give a upgrade or any kind of twist. So if we'll go through all those codes, it will be easy for us.
So when did you all start going through, or when will you recommend anyone to go through?
We recommend you to begin as soon as possible, but for me personally it was a little late, 4th sem and all, but I'll recommend all of you to go much earlier as my friends did, so it will be much easier for you. Basically there's lead code 75 hard questions, like 75 basic questions. If you solve that, you will be very strong with your fundamental. For me it was a little difficult to catch up with my friends, but you can get to it.
Alright. So see, as early means in the first year itself. Okay, so let me tell you, because I've been doing this for 20 years, let me tell you, the earlier you start, the better it is.
Even the college was preparing us for aptitude round since first year. So if you'll attend all the classes, you can clear aptitude easily, like basic maths questions. And for the coding, you'll have to go through some sites, like he said, lead code will help you solve all the questions.
Okay. Then how was your interview then after this round?
After I cleared the aptitude round, on the same day we had technical round. So technical, it was like initially he asked me to introduce myself, which is basic question.
Again, it's not basic. Based on your introduction only, you get either rejected also many times. But if the technical interview, they don't reject, but they get an idea as to the candidate.
There I just mentioned about my project. So next question was to explain more about my project. Since the system was provided by college, I couldn't like show them a demo, but I had to explain it properly, like what I had used and what were my projects, when did I do it. Then after that, it was like the interface had the inbuilt coding system in which he asked me to code 2 codes, in which the first one was largest out of 3 numbers, where sir will give me the input and I had to show him the required output. And the next one was the sorting thing. So all the 2 codes were basic, but you have to do it very quickly and they should get impressed with whatever you have done.
So for me, technical interview, so first basically asked for introduction. So in the introduction I mentioned about my project similarly. So he asked me like what backend you use for project. So I told like MySQL. So he was like, right away, we don't have much time. We have 10 to 15 minutes and this is a coding round basically. So I'll give you 2 questions and you have to solve it within 10 minutes. So there's an editor built in. So first problem was merge sort. So there's an array and you have to sort it using merge sort. And second was array is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should print 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So basically, and one more he asked was divisible by number. So if he gives an input as 15, you should show it's divisible by 3, it's divisible by 5. And I was able to like solve 2 of them, and third one he told he doesn't have much time to just give me how I would approach it. So I told him that I'll split the array and I'll go from, and he was like, yeah, that's right, and due to time restrictions we have to end over here. And that's after coming, as soon as I came outside, I got a mail that I was shortlisted for that.
Alright. Okay. See, when they have short time, there's a probability of you either getting rejected or selected. Rejecting, if you're not really great, then naturally it's a reject. And if you're really good, then also they know, like when you cook rice, only 1 grain is enough to find out, right? So if somebody is good, they automatically in 10 to 15 minutes easily come to know that person has stuff. So for that you have to be good. I'm really telling you, if you're not technically sound, it is difficult, because in that short span to prove that you are smart, right? So that's a little difficult. Yeah. And then HR, what was there?
HR, we basically asked experience who go before us, like few students. They just told me that sir had asked about their place, like where they are from, and their preference where they want to work, their parents, their family, and what are their parents working. So I was also prepared for that, but I got in, he asked me my place, then he asked me a puzzle which I had to answer. So
what was the puzzle?
Puzzle was like, he asked me my place first. So I'm basically from Kaladka. He told me that if a person is there, he has a bag in which there will be 100 coconuts. So from Kaladka to Mangalore, there will be 100 tolls. So when he has 100 coconuts, at each toll he has to give one coconut each. So if he has 2 bags of 100 coconuts, when he reaches Mangalore, how many coconuts will be left? So initially I was like, from each bag he'll give one coconut and he'll reach Mangalore, so he'll have 0. But I knew that it was a puzzle, so that wouldn't be the answer. So I asked sir whether he has to give coconut from each bag or whether he can give both the coconuts from the same bag. So he was like, there you go. So I knew that that was the clue. So if he has 2 bags of 100 coconuts each, at each toll he'll give 2 coconuts from one bag. When he reaches 50 tolls, he'll finish off one bag. Then he has just one bag with 100 coconuts. For the next 50 tolls, he just have to give one coconut because the one bag is there. So when he reaches Mangalore, there will be 50 coconuts left. So that was the answer.
Oh, that's very smart of you. How was it for you?
For me, basically it was a pool campus, so NITTE students were there a lot, and my name starts with A. So I got a mail that it will be online HR, unlike her, like offline. Sir was there. So I was seated upwards, and online interview began. So he asked me like, tell me about yourself. In that I briefly mentioned that I have lived a huge chunk of my life in Maharashtra. So he was like, what experience did you have in Maharashtra? How is it different from where you are residing? He didn't go into any puzzles. He asked, do you have any location preference? And followed by...
What did you say, location preference?
I told any location.
Yeah, that's a smart answer. Please do not have preferences while you are, because they just want to see whether you're flexible or not. Yeah.
So he was like, are you sure you are comfortable with anything? So I was like, yeah, I'm sure. So then he was like, are you into any co-curricular activities? So yeah, and he asked me about my hobbies. So I was like, yeah, I like sports and all. So he was like, do you have any leadership qualities? And then he went into my projects, basically. So he asked me, how many projects did you do? And how many of them were necessary, and how many of them were like you did on your own? And he was like, which technology did you use? And he basically at the end he was like, yeah, I'm done. Do you have any questions for me? So I asked him like, what are the challenges, or how should I prepare myself if I get selected for this role? And basically like, what technology should I be up to date with?
Well, that's a good question.
If I want to get fit smoothly into this role without any problem.
That's a very good question.
So after that he was like, yeah, I'm done.
And then he told you something?
No, he was like, yeah, you'll get your result shortly.
Okay.
So in both the rounds, at the end they'll ask you, do you have any questions? So ma'am every time says that we'll have to ask some questions. So I guess everyone was prepared with some or the other questions. In my both technical and HR round, they asked me if I had questions, and I just asked them about the like experiences in the company after joining TATA Elxsi with the HR. And with my technical round, I asked him the challenges he faced when he initially got into the engineering field. Like now we are students, but we'll be working as professionals. So what difference
in the professional field?
Yeah,
how it was. Yes, that's nice.
So they were happy to answer.
Yes. Yeah. Any tips for your juniors who are watching, maybe the first years and the second years?
I'll just say, just do NEET code. There are 75 questions. If you solve them, you'll be like very strong in your fundamentals.
So only 75 questions, and if you just solve that.
But like 75 questions is just not like if you solve, you will be you'll be fine. You need to understand.
Yeah.
So if you like, there's a binary tree question. Before solving that, you should know entirely how it works. I just prefer, it'll be much easier for you to clear these interviews. And just don't be what you call non-talkative. Just even if you don't know the answer, just try to give an approach. They just want to know if you are willing to solve, if you have that hard work, or are you willing to solve the question. If you just like give up, then they also don't have any option. Just show them you have that in you, that determination. I think you will be fine then.
Okay. Anything to
So initially when you come to first year, you won't be knowing too much about coding. So first year you utilize properly for basic maths. So once you are strong with it, when you come to second year, you will eventually get exposed to coding. So where you will start learning to code. So when you start facing these companies and interviews, you don't have to focus too much on aptitude, because we started late, so we had to focus too much on clearing the first round itself. So if you're too good in coding also, you have to clear aptitude in order to get and flex your whatever the coding skills you have. So initially first year, please focus on basic maths and aptitude. You'll be fine.
And also English is I think it's one of the easiest section to clear, but many people still won't be able to clear that. It's really easy to clear English. I like, even if you give even if in a sem if you give 3 to 4 hours, you'll be easily able to clear it. I just hope like students focus on that too, because most of them go into aptitude and coding and they leave out English. It's still 25% of your entire aptitude marks for cutoff.
Okay. Thanks. And I hope all this was helpful. Till we meet again, it's bye from all of us here.